The truth about engine oil filters, cheap versus expensive. What if I told you that the difference between a $5 oil filter and a €20 filter could mean life or death for your engine? Here's the shocking truth. Some cheap filters let unfiltered oil flow directly into your engine, wearing out bearings, camshafts, and pistons from the inside. In fact, a mechanic cut open 10 popular filters from Amazon and found that half of them used cardboard instead of metal inside their cores. Yes, cardboard is supposed to protect your engine. So what makes an expensive filter really worth it? Is it just brand hype? Or are you actually paying for technology that could save your engine from a €3,000 repair? Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which oil filters protect your car and which ones secretly destroy it. Section 1. Why the oil filter matters more than you think. Let's make one thing clear. Your motor oil is only as good as your oil filter. Even if you pour the best synthetic oil in the world, it's useless if the filter can't catch the microscopic metal carbon particles circulating through your system. Here's what happens with every drive. Tiny metal shards from wear, soot and carbon from combustion, dirt, and microscopic residues that sneak past seals. Without proper filtration, these particles circulate endlessly like sandpaper inside your engine. The filter's job is to capture contaminants as small as 20 microns or less. That's smaller than a human hair. But here's the catch. Not all filters are equal. Cheap filters often only capture particles over 40 microns. And even worse, they sometimes fail under high pressure. When that happens, your engine enters bypass mode, letting unfiltered oil circulate just to maintain pressure. And every second that happens, your engine wears out faster. Section 2. What you're actually paying for. A look inside an oil filter. Let's take a close look at an oil filter. A typical oil filter contains an outer shell that protects against pressure, filter media that catches dirt and residue, a bypass valve that opens when the filter is clogged to prevent oil starvation, and an anti-drain back valve that stops oil from leaking out when the engine is off. But here's the big difference. Cheap filters use paper or cardboard end caps and thin cellulose filter media. High-quality filters use metal end caps, synthetic or microglass media, and high-tension silicone valves that last tens of thousands of kilometers. Why does this matter? Because synthetic filters can capture 2 to 3 times more contaminants without clogging and maintain oil pressure throughout the entire oil change interval. A 2023 study by Automotive Research and Testing Labs (ARTL) showed that premium synthetic filters maintained a filtration performance of 99% at 20 microns, while economy filters dropped to 68% efficiency after just 3,000 miles. That means 30% of the sludge in your engine oil passes through a cheap filter. Section 3. The hidden danger. Filter collapse and bypass mode. Here's something most mechanics don't talk about. Filter collapse. Inside each filter is a paper or synthetic element tightly folded. Under high oil pressure, like during cold starts or hard acceleration, cheap filters can collapse internally, flattening the folds and blocking the flow. When this happens, the oil pressure in your engine rises and the bypass valve opens. Now, unfiltered oil is flowing into your bearings. This is why most camshaft bearing failures in high-mileage engines are found in vehicles using cheap filters. The oil pump did its job, but the filter silently failed. In a test by Project Farm, a Fram Extra Guard filter failed during a 150 F pressure test at 80 psi, while a Mobil 1 extended performance filter held up. That difference could be why one engine runs for 200,000 miles and another fails after just 90,000 miles. Section 4. Cheap versus expensive. What's really inside? A comparison. Let's look at real evidence. A popular YouTuber and mechanic cut open 12 oil filters from leading brands. Here's what he found. The cheapest filters were often rebranded generic filters with identical construction, just with different labels. Premium filters use pleat reinforcements, metal grid backs, and thicker silicone anti-drain back valves instead of nitrile rubber. These upgrades not only sound good, but they prevent oil starvation during cold starts and maintain full pressure under stress. Section 5. How cold starts kill engines and how filters save. Them experts say that 80% of engine wear happens when starting the engine. Here's why this is critical. When you turn off the engine, gravity pulls the oil back into the oil pan. If your filter doesn't have a proper anti-drain back valve, the oil leaks out of the filter too. On the next start, it takes seconds to build oil pressure again. During this window, the pistons, bearings, and camshafts run dry, causing severe wear over months and years. Filters with high-quality silicone anti-drain back valves, like those in premium filters such as Wix XP, Mobile One, and Bosch Premium, keep the oil in place. When you start the engine, pressure builds immediately. Section 6. Do expensive filters really last longer? Long-term tests have shown economy filters 3,000 to 5,000 miles before clogging begins. Mid-tier synthetic blend filters 7,500 miles safely. Premium microglass filters up to 15,000 miles or the entire life of extended oil changes with synthetic oil. Modern synthetic oils like Mobile One EP or AMSOIL Signature Series are designed for up to 15,000 miles. But that only works if your filter can handle that duration too. Section 7. Expert opinions. Experienced mechanics who have been cutting open filters for decades agree. It's not about brand loyalty, it's about build quality. A former GM master technician said, "Every defective bearing I replaced had one thing in common: cheap oil filters or missed changes." Another technician summed it up: "If it weighs less than half a pound, it's probably junk." Section 8. The fake filter. One issue most people never think about is fake oil filters. These counterfeit filters look like brand name products, with the same box, logo, and even barcodes. But the inside tells a different story. Section 9. Cost breakdown. Cheap versus premium. Let's look at the numbers because numbers don't lie. Let's say you drive 12,000 miles per year and do oil changes every 6,000 miles. That means you'll do 2 oil changes annually. If you use a cheap filter for €6 each, you'll spend €12 per year. But if you switch to a premium filter for €15 each, you'll spend €30 per year. That's an €18 difference annually, less than a tank of gas. Now, here's the risk. If a bearing or oil starvation issue happens because of a faulty filter, repairs could cost between €3,000 and €7,000. That means, for less than a pizza a month, you're protecting the most expensive and important part of your vehicle, the engine. If you run your engine without a premium filter, you could lose thousands of euros in repairs in the long run, making the price difference for a quality filter absolutely worth it. Remember, a filter isn't a cost. It's an insurance policy for your engine. And the best filters often cost only a few extra euros compared to the cheap alternatives. For such a small amount compared to the potential repair costs you can avoid, switching to a premium filter is the smarter choice you can make. Section 10. What professionals use. The proven brands. You might be wondering, what do professional mechanics actually use? If you ask around in workshops or survey certified mechanics, you'll find some brands that professionals trust. Here are some of the preferred brands used in workshops and by high-performance engines. Wix XP, a heavy-duty filter, ideal for heavy engines and long-distance driving. Wix XP filters offer an excellent filtration rate of 99% at small particles and are known for their durability and long life. Mobile One extended performance. This filter is especially popular with users of synthetic motor oils. It uses microglass technology that offers better filtration and works great for longer oil change intervals. Bosch Distance Plus, a great filter for those relying on excellent oil flow and reliable particle capture. Bosch is known for its sturdy build and consistency over long periods. KN and N Performance Gold, ideal for performance-oriented or turbo engines where high oil flow is required. KNN strikes a perfect balance between performance and protection and is a popular choice for high-performance vehicles. Purelator 1 Boss. This filter offers a great combination of efficiency, oil flow, and availability. Purelator is a trusted brand widely used in many professional workshops. These brands use either synthetic or microglass filter media, metal end caps, and silicone valves that ensure longer durability. These filter systems are widely used in the automotive industry by professional racing teams and in workshops. Professionals trust these brands not just for their quality, but also because they've proven to protect engines over long periods and provide consistent oil flow that protects the engine from damage. In contrast, there are filters you should avoid. Budget brands like Frem Extra Guard, SDP, and generic white box filters sold under house brands may provide short-term functionality but fail quickly at high temperatures or long oil change intervals. These filters are cheap and last for a while, but in extreme conditions or long-term use, they don't offer optimal protection for your engine, and that can cost you a lot of money in the long run. Section 11. What kind of owner are you? Now comes a question that really divides car owners. Are you the type of owner who treats your car like an investment or just as transportation? Because every decision you make, including choosing a €5 filter, reflects how much you value your engine. The truth is, most people who invest in high-quality filters aren't doing it to show off. They do it because they understand that preventive maintenance isn't about luxury, it's about longevity. If you've ever owned a car that has run 200,000 miles or more and is still running strong, chances are it's regularly received high-quality oil filters and oil changes. It's not luck, it's a habit. Those who use cheaper filters and skip or ignore oil changes end up paying with higher repair costs and an engine that wears out much sooner. So, let's make this interactive. Comment below. Which oil filter do you use? Do you play it safe with expensive filters or try cheaper ones? Let's see which team wins. Team cheap or team premium? Here's the bottom line. Cheap filters may save you a few euros today, but they cost you years of engine life. Premium filters aren't hype. They're built with better materials, tighter tolerances, and longer lifespans. And yes, your oil change is only as good as your oil filter. If you care about the health of your car, choose filters that match your engine's engineering requirements, not your wallet's mood.